Yes, certainly. Well, thank you. Now I'm going to get it's Annabelle, Alice, and Jimmy. Yes, thank you for your presentations. They were absolutely superb, and I think actually we should give them another big round. And it's quite clear, Usha, Dinesh, and Kieran, you've learned from customer service that if you capture these young people as advocates of your trade, they will tell their parents and their friends, and then suddenly you'll be overwhelmed with customers coming to your shop, which I think is admirable as well. Can I also say, I hope we can reiterate one thing that you were saying, I think, Jamil, about not filling the kettle to the top, because my wife always, we have an argument about this. I say you put the minimum amount of water in to boil because it uses less energy. She says nonsense, we fill it up and then we've got hot water for a constant period. So I always say, no, we're using too much energy. So I'm glad that out of your mouth you've been able to correct my wife. But on a serious note, what you probably don't know is that my background is as a scientist. So I did physics and maths at university. I studied obviously A-levels, physics, chemistry and maths when I was at school. And so I understand what you're talking about with your presentation, so thank you. And also, during my professional life before I became a full-time politician, one of the jobs I had to do was to sell computer systems to power stations. And the biggest coal-fired power station in the UK, do you know where it is? Quick test. It's Drax up in Yorkshire. And it's a huge power station, and they're now converting it to biomass. So it'll be the biggest biomass power station anywhere in Western Europe, I think. So it shows that actually things are changing drastically as well. That we're not relying on coal, as you said. Fossil fuel is going out, and we need to think of other things. And if you think about the logic of it, here we have the sun, the biggest heat source we could ever think of. We've got beneath us the earth, which is very hot, which we can use, and of course the air is a natural resource. And so when we're thinking about how we use energy, far better to use those natural resources than to burn things and create more problems for our environment. So your presentation is absolutely right, and we need to think about how we can get everyone to use these types of services. So when Kieran asked me if I would come along, I was delighted to do so because this is a great initiative, I think, and something that is aptly named. I'm not sure whether I'm pleased or disappointed that you're opening it now. And the reason why I say it is because we've just redone our kitchen. We
can see.
Yeah, it's all right.
There'll be some window.
Let's always be selling.
There'll be some window somewhere.
But it is great to welcome this new initiative and to look around and to hear both. Obviously, we've heard from the I can't remember his name.
Jared.
But on the technicalities of what products you're selling and what you intend to do. But I do think this is a great initiative, and I think it's something that, as things go on, it will become more and more important. And as the technology improves, so that we can use the technology in an urban environment, this area and the surrounding area in more urban London will use this type of technology, not only to reduce bills overall, but actually to safeguard the environment. As was said, we're a very famous leader. We are merely a tenant of this earth with a full repairing lease. So it's very important that we pass on to younger generations less pollution and less impact on the environment that we have. And this obviously helps considerably and is going to, I think, improve the technology but offer employment prospects and further improvements as we go forward. So I wish this every success, obviously, not only because I know you, but because actually I believe passionately this is something that we must do and we must encourage to do. And that by getting young people involved at an early stage, you'll all now tell your fellow classmates how important this is, You'll tell your parents that they must buy these services, and of course, the only irony is, of course, that on a day like today, when it's boiling hot, we're talking about heating.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for taking the time and trouble to commit to this wonderful new project, and I just wish it every success.
Thank you.
Thank you.